Welcome to the Theatre of Dreams. For anyone who grew up in the 90s or 2000s, Manchester United was an untouchable monster. Under Sir Alex Ferguson, they were the symbol of dominance, the kings of the Premier League, the final boss of world football. But today, more than a decade since Ferguson stepped down, United have tumbled from champions to laughingstock, from pride of England to just another mediocre side. Crushing defeats, like the recent 1-3 loss to Brentford, no longer shock anyone. Fans simply sigh, "Here we go again." So how did one of the most storied, most powerful clubs in world football collapse into this spiral of decline? Today, we dive deep into the key figures who bear the most responsibility for Manchester United's current chaos. 1. Jim Ratcliffe and INEOS. Corporate thinking meets football failure. When Sir Jim Ratcliffe splashed out over £1.25 billion for a stake in Manchester United, many thought it was the turning point. A true United fan, an industrial billionaire, a sharp business brain. But less than 2 years on, INEOS has become a lightning rod for criticism. The moment Ratcliffe took charge, he imposed a ruthless corporate cleanup. 250 staff were cut, then another 200, including a charitable fund that had supported ex-players since 1985. Financially logical, perhaps, but for a football club built on community and heritage, it was a cultural earthquake. United are not just a corporation, they are a living institution. This business-first mindset created a cold, distant atmosphere, eroding the trust of both staff and supporters. Worse, footballing decisions have been disastrous. Backing Erik ten Hag after a so-called internal review, only to sack him months later. Paying big to bring in sporting director Dan Ashworth, then sacking him within 5 months. Handing the keys to Ruben Amorim, a coach Liverpool rejected for being too rigid. Contrast that with Manchester City. Sheikh Mansour's wealth, paired with the football vision of Ferran Soriano and Shiki Bergistan, built a dynasty. United under INEOS resemble a pharmaceutical trial gone wrong, expensive, experimental, and failing. The result? A suffocating atmosphere at Old Trafford, restless fans, and players with no direction. 2. Ruben Amorim, tactical rigidity in the world's harshest league. At Sporting Lisbon, Ruben Amorim was hailed as a coaching prodigy. But the Premier League is no place for stubbornness. Here, even the smallest tactical flaws are ruthlessly exposed. Amorim's biggest flaw? Rigidity. He clings obsessively to his 3-4-3 system, regardless of whether United's squad can execute it. Attackers forced into wing-back roles, creative midfielders dragged deep into defensive duties. The outcome? A fractured, soulless side stripped of identity. Look at the contrast. Mikel Arteta, with his clear philosophy, still evolved Arsenal's shape over time to get the best out of Odegaard and Saka. Ange Postecoglou brought attacking verve to Spurs, but adapted his personnel intelligently. Klopp's early Liverpool played high-intensity, direct football, tailored to average players, but built around a system that suited both them and the club's DNA. Amorim? He applied his theory mechanically, without compromise. And worse, he looks like a man resigned to failure, almost waiting for a payout. When a manager loses connection with his players and fans, the ending is inevitable: the sack. But the bigger question is whether Amorim is just another victim of United's broken system, or a driver of the collapse himself. 3. Ed Woodward, the architect of over-commercialization. If anyone outside the Glazers deserves the title of United's chief destroyer, it is Ed Woodward. To be fair, Woodward was a commercial genius. Under him, United inked sponsorships with everything from banks to tractors to shaving kits. The money poured in, even as the football declined. But his obsession with treating football as a marketing vehicle corroded the club from within. Under Woodward, signings were made for shirt sales, not sporting logic. Pogba, Sanchez, Di Maria, Ronaldo's second coming, all commercial blockbusters, few footballing successes. The wage structure imploded. Martial on superstar money before proving anything. Sancho, Maguire, Casemiro, all on salaries far above their worth. Dressing room divisions grew, new signings became harder to negotiate. United earned the reputation of being a cash cow, willing to overpay anyone. Today, United carry one of the heaviest wage bills in Europe, but achieve results no better than West Ham. Woodward left in 2022, but his shadow lingers. The club is stuck between slashing wages and maintaining its super club image, a deadly trap. 4. Sir Alex Ferguson, builder of the empire, sower of the seeds. It may sound harsh, but Ferguson's legacy has its darker side. Ferguson was more than a manager. He was Old Trafford's supreme authority. When he left, the vacuum was enormous. Nobody could fill it. He left behind an aging squad in 2013 and recommended David Moyes, a compatriot ill-equipped for such a task. The handover was botched, and the decline began. Beyond football, Ferguson's personal decisions had ripple effects. His bitter fallout with Irish owners John Magnier and J.P. McManus over the racehorse Rock of Gibraltar forced them to sell their United shares. The buyers? The Glazers. Without that feud, perhaps the Glazers' debt-fueled takeover never happens. United gave Ferguson everything, but his own missteps also helped pave the road to ruin. 5. The Glazers, the rotten core. At the root of it all lies the Glazer family. In 2005, they leveraged debt to seize United, transforming a virtually debt-free club into one shackled with over £600 million in loans. Over nearly 20 years, they've drained more than £1.2 billion in dividends, enriching themselves while the club's infrastructure rotted. Old Trafford leaks when it rains, the training ground lags behind modern rivals. When Cristiano Ronaldo returned in 2022, he was stunned the facilities were unchanged from 2009. The Glazers don't care about football. United is a cash machine, nothing more. Protests rage. Glazers out banners fill the stands. But as long as the money flows, the family stays put. This, above all else, is the fatal wound. A club once defined by ambition is now strangled by apathy and greed. Conclusion. Manchester United's decline is not about one failed manager, one flop signing, or one bad season. It is the accumulation of years of misjudgments by powerful figures who steered the club off course. Ratcliffe and INEOS, treating football like a sterile corporate experiment. Amorim, too rigid, too inflexible for the Premier League. Woodward, a commercial wizard who forgot the sport itself. Sir Alex Ferguson, a legend, but one whose choices inadvertently set the stage for disaster. And the Glazers, the root of all rot, milking United for profit while the soul of the club decays. Can Manchester United come back? Yes, but only if they face the truth. Real change won't come from one flashy signing or one short-term manager bounce. It requires ripping out the rotten roots, rethinking leadership, and restoring football to the heart of the club. The question remains, will United rise again, or remain a fallen giant, remembered more for what they were than what they are? What do you think? Can Manchester United rediscover their glory, or are they destined to remain in decline? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this analysis, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and ring the notification bell for more deep dives into the beautiful game. Thanks for watching. See you next time.